Yeah, so hello guys, hello. It is me, I'm back. And it is time for us to make some more RHG characters. Look at this. Look at how many we have made. It has been quite the journey. Look at all these guys. Holy macrotoli. And I do have some news. I've updated my list, and I'm going to share that list with you and see where we are at. How exciting. Sound jump scare. I'm going to ping the thing again here. How to join. Here we go, my friends. Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to be showing you how I go through creating my characters today. We might have some merch for the characters, maybe. I'm just trying to think, see what you guys might think about that. To help support the project. Now the project is getting quite large, and the scope is getting bigger and bigger. Shout out to all you guys jumping on the link really early. Neptune, Daliog, Oranger, Gloopy. What's up, guys? How you doing? I got my virtual machine set up so I can actually animate now. Let's go. I'm gonna ping Stone Mountain, that's the Discord, real quick. At everyone, join the multiverse. I'm gonna link them and get them in here, and then we're gonna get at it, creating some more stick RHGs for the Stone RHG universe. You guys ready for the list, dude? Has everyone here who has recently joined us seen the new characters? Have you guys all met El Stevie, Anya VA, Rosk, and Nick? What's up, Nova? I'm gonna be for real. I'll probably fall asleep. This stream is so late. Hey, you know what? Hey, why is the stream so late? I mean, I could have not done it. Is that fine? Was 3 streams in a day too many? Should I just make it 2? Should I just make it 1? I cut it down. I cut it down, trust. I'm drinking coffee right now so I can stay up. Oranger's seen him. I'd rather have a late stream than no stream. That's what I'm saying. Give me no stream, dude. I'm getting bullied, dude. What the hell? I can do less streams, I promise. Sorry, damn. That's my bad. Yeah, you gotta stay up. Alright, well, I know that a lot of you are up to speed, but I'll go ahead and give a rundown, at least on our last character we just made. I think this one's gonna be a big fan favorite. This is Nick. Welcome, say hi, Nick. Everybody raise your hand, say hi. Hi, Nick. Nick is unique, even though his name is not. Hey, Nick. What's up, Oliver? How you doing? So Nick is a character who failed becoming a knight. He went for his knight trial and he failed miserably. In fact, he did worse than any knight person trying out for a knight has ever failed. And the reason for that is he picked up this lousy sword. And it is called Lousy Sword. And the reason why it's called Lousy Sword is because this sword is special. This sword was a prototype weapon of the gods. Oh. They were messing around trying to make something special, and they started with this lousy sword that is actually worse than a regular sword, which is why they just left it there. Here in Stone Mountain, the planet we're on, which is a whole other thing, right? This sword feels like a sword, weighs like a sword, swings like a sword. Cool. One problem. It can't hit anything. This sword passes through all objects. That's why it's called the Lousy Sword. That's why when the gods were making it and they left it here, they didn't care. They're like, whatever, what are they gonna do? Not hurt anyone with it? Cool. But Nick here had a second stroke of luck. You see, Nick, he doesn't even know how to put on his helmet. Because, again, he never learned how to be a real knight. But he's trying. He thinks that's how you're supposed to wear a helmet. He found a special cape. And this special cape, you see, it creates after images. See that? This is the cape. Those are its after images. So when Nick grabbed the lousy sword and started swinging it around with the cape on, it started to create after images of the sword. Now the lousy part that affects the lousy sword doesn't affect the after images. So the after images do strike, do cause damage, do slice. In fact, there's multiples of them. And he can delay the after images. So imagine this. Nick goes into a room, doesn't really know how to use a sword. He just starts swinging and hacking like he's going for an invisible piñata. Maybe spins around like Garen with the sword, right? He's having a good old time. And he's stacking after images the whole time. Then he leaves the room and he says, "Hey, bad guys, I'm in here." They enter the room, they don't see Nick, and they just start getting absolutely crumbed back and forth all over the room by the after images as the delay for the after images wears off. So Nick might actually be a knight after all. That was the most recent character we created. Brilliant combo ability. Yeah, ability combo. Exactly. Isn't that cool? And he will be fun to animate, simple to animate. These after images are not intricate. They're not difficult. It's just copies of the sword with a add on them. Blurred and lowered the opacity, or alpha, the further out they go. The cape is the same image with multiply and alpha, so they stack. See how you can see them behind each other? And if you want, you can animate them. You'd be able to animate them as a one chunk. I mean, you could just grab all of these and just kind of slide them like this, like a cape, and make it rigid if you want. Or we can do them individually to represent the after images. So basically, it's like lagging so hard in one area and then put back. Yeah, he kind of creates like a lag effect. But the cool part is this sword can't go in anything. He can't hurt himself with it. He can't hit objects with it. So he can swing it really hard and fast and pass right through people because it doesn't make contact. You know what I mean? That's Nick. Aw. Get this man some better ping. Yeah, Nick's on low ping. Or on high ping. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to our next character. And you know the drill. And and I updated our list. You guys want to see the updated list? We had one more person to do to be completely caught up with the list. And that was Buttersmith. Buttersmith is number 60. Number 60. This was the last one before updating the list. We will have officially created 60 Buttersmith. 60 characters. In the Stone RH universe. Which is pretty cool. But I went through the TikTok and I updated the list to see how many other people have joined. And well, I've got my work cut out for me. There is 25 more. Almost 50% more than the list currently is. Yeesh. Yep. You may see your name on here if you have commented. I tried to put everyone in chronological order the best I could. There's no guarantees or promises in the order, but I did my best. There's no chronological on TikTok. I can see how long ago the comment was made, and I can kind of gauge it off of that, but it's not super reliable. You know what I mean? But we have almost 50% more to do, which is crazy. $51, 26. Okay. So, let's get at it, shall we? Buttersmith. What is the first step? I get the name. I crack it up there. So wait, are all of these characters your own original characters? Yes. These are all original characters I made in honor of the people who are commenting and following on my TikTok posts. All I'm getting from them is a name, and then I go from there. That's it. A good example is this right here, Buttersmith. I have the word Buttersmith, and I generated a random color, and that's it. That's what I'm going with. I actually have this idea that's very vivid for me for this character. I imagine that Buttersmith can like summon butter. I can summon butter, okay? Can summon butter like out of their hand, right? Like I'm gonna color it and everything, but like can summon butter out of their hand, right? Just like Spider-Man with for butter, right? But they have like this contraption on their back that we all have in our houses, or at least most of us do, I think. And it's like a little freezer, but it has like a spot for him to put the butter in. And what he does is he can make whatever weapon he wants out of butter. And so like, and all he has to do is stick it in the container. So he shoots out butter in what in the shape of what he wants, right? Like a scythe or something, maybe a sword. And then he dunks it in the freezer and then pulls it out, and it's frozen butter sword. What is the number one next to your name? I think that means you're currently the number one chatter. A weaponsmith, but we're for butter, yeah. Maybe he has a butter knife. He definitely could make one. Summon waves of butter in a surfer. He probably could. Like almost like a Silver Surfer for butter. I think that'd be sick. You know what I mean? A welding mask? For butter? I'm drawing him like a skidding pose because I have him shooting butter like this while he's sliding on it. Another butter. Like to stop him. My friend just showed me that TH is on the list. My wife is on the list. I'm so excited to show her TH. He's Frozone but with butter. That's actually a pretty cool way to look at it. Oh, TH is on the list. Literally TH, yeah. Yeah, Frozone but with butter. I think it's a pretty cool to put it, actually. But, well, I mean, does Frozone make weapons? He could. Right? I'm trying to get him in a pose that I want. I imagine the butter sword right here, the canister right there, and then him like shooting butter down like this. I like that. Where does the butter come from? He could work at a bakery. He would do excellent work at a bakery. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Oh, come on. Oh, it's objects. That's why. Oops. I'm trying to make the butter shooter. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just still drawing objects. There we go. Please. Okay, there we go. There we go. What about butter chain? So the opponent can't grab the chain and pull him? Oh, that would be cool. Baker's hat. I kind of like the butter chain idea. But he can kind of make any weapon he want, right? So should I really show a butter chain? Or should I show something that looks a little bit more weapony? Does that make sense? Like an axe or something? To show, I don't know. To illustrate that it can be kind of any kind of weapon? Like I want like a almost like a scimitar, you know what I mean, type thing. Like this, really thin blade. Is this not connecting? Are you joking? It's not connecting by like the tiniest hair. Later, Neptune. See you, buddy. Oh, a whip blade. Crikey Crisis. Interesting. I wonder if I can just connect it to the source of the... What if the butter... What if the butter is always connecting from his source hand to whatever weapon he creates? That way, whatever weapon he wants, he can kind of make it a ranged attack. That's kind of cool. Because he could make it a chain. He could do anything ranged that he wants. He can just... It's always attached to his butter. Scimitar? I've always said scimitar. Then again, I've always been dumb. Don't listen to me. Okay? Don't listen to me. Read a book. Don't listen to me. Listen to me. Don't listen to me. You know what I mean? Don't listen to me. Couldn't thug it out this stream. Maybe I can catch you next time, late night. See you, buddy. Okay. I still want to draw his cooler. How can I have it to where he can, like, pull it out of the cooler? Is it a magical open cooler? Is it like a barrel that's attached to his back? How can I represent like a freezer on his back? That he can just plop whatever he wants into it and pull it out, and he gets a magically frozen solid viable weapon. I'm using my thinking. A bucket that attaches to his hip, which attaches to the freezer on his back. You know what? We're thinking about it all wrong. He's got a top hat. He shoots the butter into the top hat. Because this guy's a goofball for sure. He shoots the butter into the top hat. And it comes out frozen in whatever weapon he was imagining. That way he's super lightweight. It's a frost hat. That's it. It's a frost hat. His magic imaginary frost hat. That is it. So he just thinks about some sort of weapon that he wants, and he can take it off of his head, put it into his hand, butter into his hat, and then like a magician, it flops out. Yes. I am here. We are here. We have made it. It is I again. It seems YouTube really wants me to watch for some reason. I keep ending up here. Sorry. Hey, listen. That's my bad. Alberino, were you here when I started making characters for everybody? Or is this new for you? I can't remember if you were here last time when I started doing this. I'm still doing this. I don't know if you were. I'm going to create a duplicate of this character. I'm going to create an add blend for it. We're going to tint it blue and see how it feels. Oh, that's cool. I might be able to go alpha here and crank it down a little bit. Oh, we need to go advanced. Tint, advanced. There we go. Now I can alpha it. Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, I know who you are. But I don't remember if you were here when I started this project, is what I mean. That's all. Okay. Okay. Hey Stone, I don't really have a good reason to get TikTok. So does my comment stay if I make an account, comment, and then delete it? I wouldn't say so, no. I would just say, just wait, and I'll do something in the future for those of you who aren't on TikTok. Because originally, this was just something I was going to be doing on TikTok, period. And I was like, you know, I'll make it to where I was just going to do it privately, quietly. Like, I wasn't going to go live at all. And I was like, well, you know what? I might as well go live. And, like, you know, why not? Like, if I'm going to do this, maybe just do it for other people to be able to see, so that maybe they can take something from it. Making the arcs of people who stream as a stick figure. So what this is as a little love letter to... No, I don't think I need to make it frozen. As a little love letter to my audience, I offered on TikTok, my new account that I have going, that if you comment and follow, I will make an honorary stick figure character called an RHG, which is a rock hard gladiator, a system I made back in like 2006, where you animate a character versus other characters. I will make you, as its creator, an honorary stick figure in my universe, and show it to you, and they can make fan art of it, whatever. It's my little gift for following and commenting, and also a way to build out a bunch of creative different characters to animate with. This is currently just a place for me to kind of look at them all and see where we're at, but there's a whole storyline that is developed between these characters. Now, I would say storyline, but in short, there's going to be a tournament between these two god characters. There's a good and a bad, to make it simple. It's not quite that simple, but... And they're going to have a one-on-one tournament, and it's going to see which god wins, Neptune or Ultra Savior. And all of these stick figures are either on Team Neptune or on Team Ultra Savior. And we're going to do 1v1s, tournament style, like Mortal Kombat style, and see which team wins. Rake? What? R-E-I-C. How about this? I will finally subscribe, as YouTube seems to want me to. You tell me the resolution, line size. I send you a little artwork coming on. You can join. You can go ahead and do that all on your own. We have a Discord. Here, let me see if I can send you the invite up here. If you'd like. You don't. These I'm creating all myself. So, but you're more than welcome to leave any kind of art you want in the Discord. There's a section where I post these RHG creations so that I can grab them. So I can grab them and create them. Or no, sorry, not grab them and create them. Grab them and download them on my phone so I can bring them to TikTok to post as a comment. Okay. Colorful Cat, hello. I am big chillin'. How are you? Okay, I'm gonna make the face. Now, is there anything special we can do for this character? Currently, he has no secondary movement other than, well, he kind of does because you have to animate the butter string. do have to animate the butter string. So there is like some secondary requirements. I'm trying to think of something we can add as an effect to the butter to make it scary, or an effect to the hat, maybe? I missed a lot of the streams. How did Neptune and Ultra Savior come around? Did you get the idea to make the teams later? I'll do a quick overview of how we ended up with the two brother situation. So as we were creating more of these characters, I realized I wanted to bring them alive and do animations with them, right? And do one-on-one animations, like a tournament. And we'll just figure out who the strongest one is. But then I came to Neptune, and in making Neptune, I ended up accidentally creating this like god character, because I put these halos around his head like a planet, you know, like Neptune. And then I made this mace, and I thought a really cool idea for this mace would be, if you get hit by this mace, it creates small temporary black holes. And I put these little chains on him like he broke free, just as like flavor text, right? And in the context of thinking about him going into the tournament, it seemed a little too busted. And I was like, well, I got to cut him out of the tournament somehow, because it doesn't really make sense. This guy's basically on god level. I mean, if you just bop with a mace and it creates a black hole and absorbs somebody, like, this is a character I wouldn't suggest people to make usually back then, because it's too boring in the sense of, how are you supposed to not make that look powerful? How do you tone that down? How do you make every battle not walking up to them, hitting them with the mace, black hole, game over, right? But I was like, whatever, still a really cool character. I'll figure something out, right? But it just so happened that Ultra Savior was the person right after. And for some reason, it just made sense to kind of make him like this holy protector, Ultra Savior. And when I went to go write his flavor text, I wrote, "I will return you." It was the first thing I thought of. Like, return him back to him being in prison. And then once this happened, this created a unique scenario for the first time ever, where one character actually relates to another character. All of the other ones were just unique one-of-ones, right? That really didn't have anything much to do together. Now, it kind of made me think, well, what if the tournament isn't just a random 1v1? What if it is Team Ultra Savior, who is trying to once again recapture his brother and bring him back to, you know, whatever imprisonment he had, and they hold this tournament, and you're either on you're on one side or the other, right? So it's kind of like the quote-unquote bad guys versus the good guys. It's not that simple. I don't see it like that. Good and bad, I think, are a lot more blurred than that. But to keep it simple, it's kind of like that. And then what we did is we went through all of the roster. We decided on each one of these together, does this person look like Team Ultra Savior or Team Neptune? And we did that for all of the characters. And so now we have different relationships between different characters, because I started to notice a lot of similarities. You have demons, you have aliens, you have... now I've realized relationships between other characters, like there's cursed characters that are really strong, like El Stevie here. There's the relationship between her and the gods, as that she is one of the quote-unquote cursed children, like a children of the gods, like a demigod, right? So El Stevie is cursed by holy chains from Ultra Savior. Everywhere she goes, she has holy chains pulling her down into the ground, out from the ground. And if she tries really hard, she can rip one of those holy chains out of the ground, attack with them, and then they re-grab back to the ground, pulling her down. So she's super nerfed, but she's really strong. Mio is a similar cursed child. He is almost perpetually asleep, but he can still attack you with his cane. If he lands a few hits with his cane in a row, it will make his time clock alarm go off, and that wakes him up, but it also freezes time temporarily. So Mio, his life is basically in a slumber, and then when he's awake, all of time is frozen, and he sees carnage around him, and he's pissed off, and then he goes back to slumber. So that's how he's cursed. So it's almost like the gods didn't want these people to be as strong as they are, like Mio, or did something wrong and deserved punishment. But they're the cursed children. So I realized there's all these like little subplots and different relationships different characters can have. Like Duke McNewt over here is the brother to Rosk. Duke McNewt is jealous of all the forced friends that Rosk has. And so Duke McNewt goes around bopping people on the head and throwing them into his barrel of fire to keep friends with near him, because if he's jealous and pissed off about his forced friend, brother Rosk. I realized this also then entails that there's different regions that these characters could come from. Different character traits, like they look similar. They're big, heavy guys, right? They're kind of dorky. Raxdem has these special-looking ears that El Stevie also has. So they must all live in this planet of sorts where they have different anatomy and features, right? And then someone, and I don't remember who, but they might be in the chat right now, suggested, what if it's Stone Mountain? And what if their planet is one ginormous mountain with separate microclimates? And that mountain is controlled by this guy. Or not controlled by, created by. And the guardian of is this big stone golem. So you have the gods, which are above him, but he created Stone Mountain, and all of these people live on different areas and through different times of Stone Mountain. And then now the universe is born. We have gods, we have characters, we have regions, we have relationships between different characters, guardians. So that's where we're at now. It's pretty cool. And then one character at a time. I did miss the idea that someone had about the hat. I want to scroll up and see that real quick, though. Aberno says, if it's not added to funny stick figure panel image thing you have going on, just funny little idea. Have you been focusing? I'm feeling very artsy recently. Need more excuses to do art. I missed a lot of the streams, so I got you caught up. Maybe a ribbon on the hat as well. I like the ribbon for a secondary motion. I feel like there was something else someone else said about it. Maybe not. I see Jacob there. Add snowflakes and such around the hat to make it look colder. I like that. Could people use these RGs as their actual RGs? I don't see any problem with that. If they want to use those characters and animate them as well, I don't have any problem with that. I do think there needs to be something else with the hat. And I think you're right. Maybe snowflakes is cool. That's like a totally unique thing to do, I think. And make it snowflake based. I think that's super cool. I wonder if there's an easy way for me to make a snowflake. Stone trademark? What do you mean? Wait, did I just do it? I think this works. I've also realized that I do a lot of rambling. I go on a lot of tangents. And I apologize for that. I've had to really hone it in. I get excited about the things that I'm doing. And I just keep talking. And it's not always super great. Sometimes it is a problem. You know what I mean? They can be. I was the one to secretly make this character. First, I suggest a butter chain blade, then snowflakes. Now he must have a butter knife. You're cracked, dude. Habba labba bobo. What's up, baby? Streaming at this hour? Yes, sir. Dude, I feel like I'm getting bullied for doing it, though. At this point, I don't think people wanted me to come live. The hell? The rage I've seen. Just kidding. What's up, man? I wonder if I can, like, alpha these out the further they go out. Since your sleep schedule's messed up, you know, yeah, I think there's a lot of us who have what I call sleep revenge. Actually, I don't even call it that. It's just simply called that. Sleep revenge is a real thing. It is, and I am sure that some of you, minimum some of you here have it, where you will trade off. You will trade off the comfort of going to sleep and being well rested for getting some of your own special alone time where the world is all quiet and asleep. I've had it for a very long time. It's a real thing. It's called sleep revenge. I just realized I need to go. I need to honk you. Insomnia? No, not insomnia. I can go to sleep right now. I can go to sleep right now. Blink of an eye, I could be asleep. It's not the. It's different than insomnia. Insomnia is desperately wanting to sleep, or at least in many cases, desperately wanting to sleep but being completely unable to do so. Even while being extremely tired to boot. Why is this not working? I certainly grabbed the right thing, did I not? Weird. It's just too low a alpha to even like see it on this one. That's weird. Yeah, do you ever find that you stay up late and everything feels peaceful and you're more productive and you feel like you're finally getting to have the day you wanted, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, everywhere is dark, everyone's asleep in your house, and you just feel like the world is at a place where you can finally just relax? You have sleep revenge. Welcome. Dude, it's such a vibe. I love it. Yeah, I've been doing it for like 15 years. It's pretty rough on your body. It doesn't scale well in the lake game. My problem is I was always burning the stick at both ends, because I would still get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed at 2, 3 in the morning, wake up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And I do that for 15 years. Maybe more. It doesn't scale well in the late game, yeah. Later, Struck. I still need to figure out what this butter guy does. What makes his butter special? I mean, obviously he's making butter weapons that he freezes with his hat. But is there anything else I can do that makes this character a little more fun? You know, butter weapons are cool, but at the end of the day, that's kind of just weapons. Right? I mean, he does make them range, so that's cool. Toaster AI robot companion. Butter monster. You also got to consider something reasonable for animating too. There's butter out on surfaces to parkour. Yeah, he can do that. He could also make like platforms with butter to kind of like jump off of briefly, like temporary platforms kind of thing. Someone mentioned earlier, think Frozone, but with butter instead of ice. But the hat allows him to shoot butter into it and then pull out frozen weapons, like frozen butter weapons. So they're a little more. You can hold on to them and use them and stab at them and stuff. But I'm wondering if there's something else the hat does. Is there something else we can add that the hat does that makes it a little more interesting? Or is there something else that gives us secondary motion that we can add that makes it more fun? No, he is the infinite butter source. This is actually coming out of him. He's shooting the butter out of his wrist. Think Spider-Man. What if his butter had the properties of rubber? Oh. Butter and rubber. El Stevie ended up really cool. We fixed it. I'll show you, Ark. After we finish Buttersmith, I'll go over El Stevie. It's super cool. Whoa. Butter rubber. Rubber butter. Rubber butter. So it's like a slick rubber? My kid would love that because he's a big One Piece fan. Stretchy rubber butter? Oh, that even seems fun to say. And it still makes sense to freeze it because it's going to make the rubber harden even better. It could also do like he can do like slingshot stuff with his the butter attaching to the weapon like this. He can create slingshots. Butter. Rubber butter. It's just too fun to say. I think it's fine to make it 2 words. Is there a way I can showcase or show rubber butter? Like a visual representation of it? I mean, I can say it's rubber butter, but is there a way to like kind of illustrate it a little better? Rubber butter flails with frozen butter at the end. We've kind of got the same idea right now with the scimitar attached to this like buttery, stringy stuff. But I wonder if there's like something else we could add to the butter. This makes me want to makes me want crab or something. What's up, Raxton? How you doing, buddy? I worry that rubbery butter comes across visually as melty cheese. Not if you think about it like this. Imagine he makes a slingshot. And he uses the slingshot and it's butter. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So think of it like that. Oh, you mean the color maybe? Maybe. I'm okay with it. His name is Buttersmith. You know? Or I could just do this. Every time I'm animating, I just like take this around with me. It's butter. I'm afraid to go too yellow, because if I go too yellow, what happens is it gets washed out. You don't see it as well. Looks like pee-pee to me. Maybe it is pee-pee. So he can't get grabbed. Yeah, he's slick. Now we need someone called Bread Maker, and they can fuse to create a sandwich maker, and then they can make the best bakery ever. Is there some other way we could use the frost hat? Is there anything else we can do with the frost hat? I mean, it freezes everything he puts into it. Is there anything we could do with that? It's also kind of busted because it's kind of one of those like Hermione infinite bag of holding type scenarios. Shoots out air at cold range. I like that. I like that. Is there a way that I could put this in here? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Maybe his little buttery feather or something, secondary motion. I feel like he does need something on his body, something else. I mean, maybe it's too much, you know, because you think about this from an animation standpoint. You're always going to be animating a lot of butter effects. You know? Abdullah, what's up, buddy? Butter shoes. I don't think he needs shoes. I'm not a big fan of putting shoes on. I don't think they add a lot of value. For a lot of moving them around. Butter belt, trademark. Magical butter. He shoots out rubber butter. And he has a magical frost hat that he can reach into with his butter and pull out frozen rubber butter weapons. Butter belt. What would he do with a butter belt? What would he do with a butter belt? Genuine question. I'm just like out loud thinking. If he had a butter belt, what would he do? Butter shoes for more movement? I don't think it's necessary. Lasso? He could just make it. Showed off to all his friends. Facts. Butter knife shurikens. Peak. He can make those. He can make any of those. That would be more so something you creatively come up with when animating him. We're so close. I just feel like there's just like one thing. And I think it's always this one thing that makes the character, makes or breaks it. I don't think it's bad. This character is arguably done. I just feel like there's like one thing. Is there something ice related that we could do? Or cold related we can do with this hat? Maybe he's like a smooth criminal hands kind of guy? Buttery mobility? Oh yeah. He absolutely can use it for mobility. Butter bracelets? Ice monocle? That's kind of dope. For like character flavor. Ice monocle. Maybe some sort of accessories that indicate when he's using his powers. An icicle tie? That is it. I like that. And then he feels like a dapper fellow. Cool secondary motion. I think it rounds him out. Ice belt is harder to do because they don't have much of a belt, much of a torso to work with. So it ends up looking like a bracelet for his body. You know what I mean? I've been that route. I've been down that road for game development and stuff, and that's just kind of like it falls apart because of that. Is there anything special about his... Anything special about his tie? Hear me out, Icebeard. No, I don't want any... that would be cool, but I don't want any more secondary things. That's good. We have one secondary motion item with the tie. I don't think we need anything else for secondary motion stuff. Ice knuckles he can make. He can make that. He can make rubber knuckles and then freeze them. No problem. Any weapon he could just make out of his butter frozen hat combo. I think this guy's done. I'm just trying to see if we could tie in the tie. Tie it in somehow. Ice cream as the weapon. Nah, he's already got weapons. Rubber butter. Rubber butter. Frozen rubber butter is his weapons. He's just a dapper man. I think that's enough. I think this is fleshed out. Frosted rubber butter. I think this claps. Oops. Frosted rubber butter. He's so creative. The tie can just be flavor text, like flavor visual. Because you've got to think about how creative and diverse you can get with the ability of... He has essentially jet propulsion with butter, his rubber butter. He also can create any weapon he wants. It just takes your imagination and a little setup time with pulling it out of the hat. And, you know, he has a string attached to pretty much every weapon he has, so he can toss it, yank it back, yo-yo style. You know, really cool. Let's see. Shoots endless rubber butter from palm. Can freeze rubber butter in hat to create weapons. I think is that pretty much it? When you close up on the tie, it needs my powers are frosted rubber butter, not frozen cheese. I wonder if the tie should go all around his neck. It does kind of look like a beard, unless it's just me. Do I need anything else for the description? You could be right there. Let me see if I can do something here. Like something subtle like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. I actually could probably move it down just a hair. Oops. Not what I'm trying to do. Like so. Just like that. There we go. Shoots endless rubber butter from palm. Can freeze rubber butter in hat to create weapons. I think that's... I mean, I don't think it needs more words. What do you guys think? I think that's descriptive and clear. With his frozen piston power, his ice powered to piston smith is here. Exactly, you get it. Okay, done. Let's go ahead and export him. And we'll add him to the roster. And Ark, are you still here? Ark, are you still here? I'm gonna give you the rundown for L Stevie. I had the username wrong. Let me create Buttersmith real quick. Pasting. Bada bing, bada boom. Buttersmith. Okay. So L Stevie ended up being one of the really cool one. Totally different route. I just completely started over from what I had. And I ended up deciding that she was one of the cursed children. One of the part god, part human characters. Descended in some way from this family of Neptune and Ultra Savior. And initially she became a queen, but she started to use her strength and her power for evil. And so Ultra Savior cursed her with endless holy chains. So wherever she goes, she is literally being pinned and brought down to the ground by holy chains. So as she's walking around, it's like she's carrying 500 pounds on her shoulders because she's constantly being struggling against these chains. But she is just strong enough to rip some chains out of the ground to attack with, and they're electrified holy chains. So imagine like this chain right here, she's pulled out of the ground, and she attacks you with it, and then after it hits the target, it immediately goes back into the ground and pulls her back down. So she's really strong. But the whole time you're fighting her, she's fighting the chains also. So that's her struggling in the chains. Cool, huh? She's also in the same race as Raxden. So because they got those ears. I felt so much better about that character creation than where I was. The identity, see what I mean? The identity is so much more clear than what I had. You know what I mean? What I had might have, it was like a bunch of ideas, but it didn't really have any identity, you know? I feel like this is much more coherent. And then later we made Anya VA, Rosk, Nick, and now Buttersmith. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and post Buttersmith into Stone Mountain. Oh, we also have to decide, is Buttersmith Neptune or Ultra Savior? Yeah, it was just not going anywhere. I was just like treading water. What do you guys think? Is Buttersmith Neptune or Ultra Savior? Let's hear it. I think he's a whimsical guy, maybe Ultra Savior. Yeah. I think that's fair. Savior. He definitely is a positive, more dapper lad. Ultra Savior needs you with raw milk. The two sides are the two brothers, Neptune and Ultra Savior. Neptune, think like Vegeta, Goku. Morgana, Kale. Morgana and Kale is a really good example, but not everyone plays League, so it's not the best example. In short, bad guy, good guy. It's not that simple, but it's one way to look at it. Zeus, Hades. I think Zeus Hades is probably the closest. Morgana Kale is literally perfect, but definitely not everyone is gonna get it. I think Zeus and Hades is probably the easiest one to slide across the board. So does Buttersmith, this guy, does he belong on Ultra Savior or Neptune? Like family issues? Yep, they're brothers. And Ultra Savior's job is to be Neptune's keeper. And Neptune escaped. So he's free, and that's bad. Yeah, I feel like he's Ultra Savior. Ooh, Ark says Neptune. Anti-hero vibes. I do see that a little bit. He looks a little mischievous. He seems like an honest gentleman. I do think we are leaning Ultra Savior, though. We've only had 3 coin flips. I do a coin flip if it's really close. He could be an anti-hero too. That's a fair interpretation. True. He could still be an anti-hero and still be on Ultra Savior. What font is this? This is it is Bubblegum. Yeah, maybe he's chaotic neutral, but I think he's squeaky clean enough that we'll go ahead and put him on Ultra Savior. Okay. I think that's a fair spot to put him. Alrighty. we will move on. Who's next? Cassia? I think that's the name, Cassia. Yeah, he could definitely have his own motive, which doesn't necessarily mean he's can't be on Ultra Savior, you know? Hell, there's nothing that says there can't be even bad guys on Ultra Savior. It just seems like it's easier to put the bad guys on Neptune, or the seemingly bad guy looking guys, you know? Alright, Cassia FLA has begun. This is how I start every single one of them. I simply clean the plate of the previous guy after it's already been saved, of course. Goodbye, Buttersmith. Hello, Cassia. The next step is grabbing a random color. Ooh, a light blue. And that is it. Cassia. Cassia reminds me of Cassiopeia. But I don't know if that's going to do anything for me. Hyundai is a car. I always start off by just drawing poses until something speaks to me. Wow, it's actually a pretty good default stick figure. Hello. Hello, Cassia. Frozen vibes or electric vibes? Everyone seems to think I throw electricity on everything. Maybe I do. How many characters here out of 60 have electricity? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Or 6 if you count Arrowly or Arrowton. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 60. Make them fire based. Wow, it's escalated quickly. With the number of them or the number of electricity guys? Electricity isn't the reason why I consider it for this character is that electricity will look really good on this color. Like against the blue, electricity looks good. I think clouds are matching the colors. True. You know what? If it almost reminds me of Altaria. You know what I mean? It's got like Altaria vibes. She was a Greek composer in the 800s. In the 800s? As in 8? Yo, what if this is her? Did I just make dope lady hair? Hold on. Bro. That's so cute. Do I put hair on this side? Oh. Oh my. She was born 1810. I mean, I can't even make women's hair. This was an accident. This is as much of an accident as you could possibly get. Remember what I said? I just draw stuff. I just let my hands do what they want, even when it doesn't make sense. This is so cute. This is legitimately, outside of not me, who has a fro, like a clown fro, my first RHG with hair. Wow. Now what does she do? Clouds? But what does that mean? Okay, let's make her a face. Happy accidents. Yep, he knew what he was talking about, man. Bob Ross was a genius. Wind powers? Is that too boring? I think wind powers might be too boring, right? What is she doing? Okay. Wind powers might be too boring. Jumping rope, why? Hula hoop? Music power? I don't really see how that ties in with the clouds, though. Maybe mist to tie in the hair? Mist would be an absolute nightmare to animate. Little water droplets all the time? Yikes. I mean, I would have fun, but I keep drawing jump ropes. Is there a weapon that could do jump ropes? Halo and a harp? She does look kind of godly, right? I keep drawing this. I don't know why. Oh my god, do I do this? Hold on. For the first time in a century, does the boy have competition? Do we do it to him? Do we give Yo-Yo a run for his money and have the only other Yo-Yo RHG character ever made? I think we do it. I think we 100% go for it. I think we 100% go for it. That's funny. I like that. That was really good colors, Alberino. The algorithm brought her here. That's cool. Good job, dude. It's like a serpent unicorn vibes because of the colors. Why? Oh my, I just got absolutely obliterated by a random link. How about a flute? Oh, a flute. Instead of Yo-Yo, it's Cloud Cloud. Oh. I love Cloud Cloud as an idea so much. That's so cool. This is going to illustrate that it's spinning. I think Cloud Cloud's cool. Now, what is Cloud? What if the Cloud, when it hits, it's electric? It, like, shoots lightning bolts, thunderbolts. I think it's too perfect not to shoot lightning out of it. Like, that's too cool. I cannot wait to tell Hyun. I'm more full on illustration types. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. I really do appreciate it, but I'm not accepting like other stuff into the list. I do think it's a really cool character, though. Yeah, it definitely is cool, but it definitely would not fit. Unless there was a stick figure version of her. For sure. Did this... Hold on. I'm gonna bring these numbers in a little bit. Gun lawsuit, DojoCast? Yeah. It's over. That's what it'll say. It's over. The final episode of DojoCast coming in. The last episode of DojoCast. Oh, stop it. He could sue me for all of the $0 I have. Oh, I didn't mean to select Cassia. Whoops. Stone defensive in Dojo Court. How about the flute as a secondary weapon, a musical instrument that has been modified into a weapon? That might be cool. Maybe too much? Yeah, I don't know that I need to put it on her hair. I don't think that's necessary. That's just me talking to myself. By the way. We're breaking up? Yeah, that's gonna be the thumbnail. We already have secondary motion with her hair. She animates the Cloud Yo. Would her hair be affected by the Yo-Yo Cloud? Can it carry the current? Maybe. I honestly think that that's probably either comes from the Yo-Yo Cloud or she sends it from her hair to the Yo-Yo. But the Yo-Yo is a cloud, so it can do it itself, you know? So I think it'd be okay. Not enough room for music? I don't think so. Her hands are full. She wouldn't take much use of it. If she's using the yo-yo, she can't have the flute at the same time, you know? Let me see if we can get any inspiration from our other characters. Is there any character that she could be a part of here? Like part of the same faction? I'm looking at other details that other characters have. Is there anyone similar to her? Just queenly, maybe? Oh, what if she has a cute little crown? Oh my god, cute little crown? Big fan of cute little crown. You kidding me? Oh my god. Cute little crown. Love cute little crown. Big fan. Big fan cute little crown. Maybe a little musical cue whenever an attack lands. A small detail. That could be a sound effects thing. Like, that could be tied in with sound effects, no problem. I think that's cute. I wonder if I can make like a battle boss chicks as like a small little mini thing that I do. Because I see Queenly as like this battle boss. I don't want any. I don't think nothing else should be handheld. Because her hands are full. She's got the cloud yo-yo. So anything else that she has to be like a passive or something visually that comes in from her doing what she's already doing. I don't want to add any more secondary motion detail because you already have to animate her hair floating around, which won't be hard, honestly, because you could just take it and skew it. You know, like if she jumps or slides somewhere, you could just do this, you know? So I'm not worried about that. But it is secondary motion already in play, so we don't really need any more. Just trying to see if there's anything else. Because right now she has an electric cloud yo-yo. Is there something else non-handheld that we could do? Thinking. I'm using my thinking. Is there anything else? Just drawing shapes. Can her emotions affect the state of clouds? Anger darken? Make it more volatile? I don't think that'd be that too much to add. I think that was just creativity that would come out animating the character, though, not necessarily something that has to be like a stated ability. You know what I mean? But if I were to animate her, I definitely would. That definitely would be on the table. Yeah, I'm stumped. It could even just be flavor, you know, like we had with the tie that we added on Buttersmith. I'm just trying to think. She could spin the cloud yo-yo around and form a tornado. That's another thing that could just happen through animating the character. Wouldn't necessarily be a separate ability. What's up, Oliver? This is Cassia. She has a cloud yo-yo. Yeah, okay, maybe the tornado thing can work, because imagine if she becomes a tornado, her whole body becomes a tornado, and when she does that, when she's like, you know, she can decide to do it whenever, but if she does it when she's like super pissed or something, the yo-yo could be spun really fast. Think about how fast the yo-yo could be going if she's in tornado mode. And again, the yo-yo or the tornado would not be a hard thing to animate either. At least not in my mind. At least I don't think. Cloud yo-yo wouldn't do any damage since it doesn't do much. It's electrically charged. So it's got like thunder. So when it hits you, it's like a huge thunder shot. Listen, for all we know, this is Yo-Yo's mom, okay? Have you made any small stick figures? Yeah, dumb animator small. That's her in tornado mode.
Void.
I think this is a character all its own. If she is Yo-Yo and one mother, then what's the father then? I think this is perfect. I need to grab the lower text. What does this look like? Yeah, that's cool. What's her tagline? I'm trying to think of her text. Her flavor text. Flavor text. Something to do with girl, queen, yo-yo, weather. Yeah, fear the wind's chains. That's kind of cool. I like that. And has an electrical... no, has a thunderous cloud yo-yo. Can turn into tornado whilst still yo-yoing. I think that is fantabuloso. Because a thunderous cloud yo-yo can turn into a tornado while still yo-yoing. I like that. I think that came out really good. That was another like really good quick one. And it's a girl. And it's a girl. Dun, 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 dun. What does it look like if I add a really subtle glow to this? Oh, I like that. Just a subtle glow, nothing crazy. It makes the cloud look a little fluffier. Okay. Publish. Doot. Okay, I'm gonna drop this into Stone Mountain. Where is Stone Mountain? There it is. Butter for real, Cassia. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it after this one though, because it's 12:30. Cassia, fear the winds of change, has a thunderous cloud yo-yo, can turn into tornado while still yo-yoing. I like that very many. Now I just need to change it over onto my phone and reply. Let's go ahead and add it to the roster. I feel like she's like a friend of Queenly in some way. Maybe they're related, maybe not. She's a little bit smaller too. She's not massive. Okie dokie. I feel Buttersmith and Skelly Guy could be a duo because ice. True. How many other ice people do we have? Just them? Buttersmith, Skelly Guy, Cold, RC Cold. Just 3 ice people? Is that it? 1, 2, 3? These were back to back? I don't think there's any other cold, is there? I don't think so. This is the Stone Arche Universe planet. Stone Mountain planet. This is the Guardian. He's like the Mr. Popo of Stone Mountain. Alright, sounds good, Alberino. Very cool. Thank you, thank you. I thought Ohio Skibidi was a nice person. Oh, that's right. Yeah. He is too. He has snowballs. So there's 4. There's 4 ice people. That's only 2 less than all of the electric people, so suck it. For everyone who says I just use electricity for everything. What if I did... No, he doesn't need dual. I like him just like that. So tonight we created Buttersmith and Cassia. Very cool. Oh, we gotta decide. Is Cassia Team Neptune or Team Ultra Savior? Team Zeus or Team Hades? What do you guys think? Zeus or Hades? Neptune's black hole is a black brush shaped orb with a white strong glow and then 5 or 6 different copies on top of each other of add with a tint of different colors and then blurs and then taking all of those and layering them on top of each other with add, like making all of those one movie clip and then multiple layers of those turning to add blend on top of each other. The color was light. Yes. Neptune? Dude, this is a toss-up. Ultra Savior? Ultra Savior or Neptune? Is there going to be an even amount of stick figures on each team? Hopefully. If we have to do some 2-on-1s, I'll do it. I'm gonna maybe go back to debugging. Alright, see you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Nice job. I was kind of thinking Neptune, but Ultra Savior works. Neptune would have to be like, she's a bad mother or something? Not necessarily. It's kind of vibes, you know? What do you feel? Does she feel like she's Ultra Savior? Does she feel like she's Neptune? You get good guy vibes from her? She does feel Ultra Savior just because she's like brighter too. Later, Alberino. Quote unquote good team is Ultra Savior. Quote unquote bad team is Neptune. Would you have a drink with her? I'd hang out with Cassia. She'd be fun to be around. But not in a light and bubbly way, but like in a confident and strong individual way. You would feel safe around Cassia. Savior. Alright. Savior she is. She's a little spunky because she's shorter, though. Alright, Ultra Savior. I think that makes our total... Let me do a quick check here. We have 30 Neptune and 31 Ultra Savior now. It's 30 to 31. Completely organically too, by the way. It is currently 30 Neptune, 31 Ultra Savior. We added 2 more Ultra Saviors tonight. Her hairstyle came out great. Purely an accident. Purely an accident. I literally just drew the shape and slid it up, and I was like, wait, did I just make really cute hair? Because that's usually not my thing. All right, friends. I think that will be all she wrote for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I will try to be streaming tomorrow. I accidentally made a female. I did, 100%. I will be streaming tomorrow. We have... I thought I made a dent in our list when we are now firmly over 60 characters in the universe. We were at 61 characters in the universe. I don't know that we ever even had 60 active RHGs period at peak Fluid Anims, active ones, so that's pretty crazy. But be on the lookout on TikTok if you guys aren't there already. That is where this is all coming from. I'm connecting with my community on TikTok, and I welcome all the people that are coming from there to here. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and riding in Stone Mountain and making fan art. I love it so much. It brings me great joy, and I hope to see you all again very soon. All right, my friends. Until next time, I love you. Have a wonderful day, or night, or morning, whatever it is for you. Bye. Bye.